Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's another beautiful day here in Hawke's Bay, and Moses and I today are heading north up the coast. Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Goose. Welcome to my channel, Loose with Goose. So there's the first of the wow factors. It's Hawke's Bay in North Island of New Zealand and Tongoia Bluff. You can see out ahead of us there. Today we're heading for Wairoa. As you can see on the map there, it's about an hour and a half's ride, and we thought we might go up there and have some lunch, and the reason being because we can. Why not? Beautiful day, it's a great piece of road. As you'll see, and there's a couple of little things to look at on the way up. So we just worked ourselves out off the flats coming into the hills, and the scenery is stunning. One of the great things about this ride all the way through, you're either in forestry or in hills, there's technical stuff, there's good rolling farmland, all sorts of things there, and the scenery is good all the way. Great piece of road. So as you can see, the scenery is absolutely beautiful. The road can be challenging. It'll keep your wits about you a little bit in places, especially in the winter time. But here, what we're doing, we're coming up the bottom of the gully, and we're just heading up towards a place called White Pine Bush. And white pine in New Zealand is kakatea, which is a native pine. But White Pine Bush is a jumping off place. There's quite a few walks and there's a waterfall there too. So very picturesque. There it is there on the left hand side. So it's just a few minutes north of Napier. So as we climb up and over that first range of hills, or the very big ridge, I should say, it's not a range of mountains or anything, we take the downhill side, and this comes down to the dreaded Devil's Elbow. Quite a reputation, as you can see by the road going down. It can have its moments, but right down in the Devil's Elbow itself, in the winter gets very little sunshine, can get very icy, and of course very slippery in the wet. Been quite a few accidents there over the years, so if you're riding or driving this road, just take a bit of care. And here's the elbow itself, 180 degrees. As you see, there's not a lot of camber on the corner itself, and then you're climbing back up and out the other side. Again, the scenery is absolutely brilliant. And then we got caught up behind this camper van, but the guy's a legend. He didn't have much room, but he pulled over and let us through. Good bloke. And then before you know it, about 40-45 minutes up, you come across this little jewel in Hawke's Bay's crown, and that's Lake Tutera. I checked back one of my earlier videos. I did a ride up here and had a quick look around, so check that one out as well. But this is absolutely beautiful lake. The problem here is that you've got to keep your eyes on the road because it can get a bit twisty going around the side of the lake. Don't get too carried away with the beautiful scenery. Otherwise, you might get a really good first-hand look at what the lake's like. And then it's around the north end of the lake by Sandy Creek, and on the left hand side there's the Tutira store. You can get fuel there, and there's a few basics and stuff, so if you're going past, drop in and get an ice cream, help support them. They do a great job in the community. And then it was upwards and onwards, and coming out of the hills and coming to a little place called Putarino. There's the Putarino Hotel. Now this is just going to be a place of the past shortly because they're going to put a bypass through here. And then today's verse that comes from Philippians chapter 4 verse 6, and it says, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God your needs, and don't forget to thank Him for His answers." And I'll say amen to that. Okay, coming down into the little gorge here, this is one of the reasons why they're going to put a bypass through here, because this gets closed quite often in the winter due to slips. And it's a pity because it's a nice little village and it's a good little hospitable hotel here when you were travelling through. There's a beautiful countryside. Most of the countryside in the ride through is made up of forestry and good rolling farmland. And oh look, there's something else they've got going here. Left hand side there's a field full of big minted marshmallows. That's something a bit different in the agricultural scene. And here's the next highlight. This is the Mohoka Bridge, or Mohoka Viaduct over the Mohoka River, and it's actually the highest railway viaduct in Australasia. It stands at about 95 metres tall, and it's 277 metres long. And this was instrumental in getting the rail link between Napier or Hawke's Bay and Poverty Bay, between Napier and Gisborne. And they started it in 1930, and it was actually finished in 1937. So it gave some good employment through the Depression years. So down through and over the bridge of the Mohoka River. A couple of the videos I've had before, you've seen it upstream by quite a few miles. Here we're only, or miles, kilometres, here we're only 2 or 3 kilometres actually from the coast. And once we climb up out of the Mohoka Valley, we come to a little town called Raupanga. Now Raupanga has gone through some hard times, and they're gradually reinventing themselves. It's like Kutamori that we went through earlier on, and Putarino. Hard times for these smaller places, but they're hanging on there. The forestry is there, agricultural work is there, but there's not a lot of it for a bigger population, unfortunately. And there's a quick glimpse and gives you an idea how close we are to the coast. There's the Pacific Ocean out there. Stunning view. And from there we start to drop down off the hills, and some corners stick in your mind, and this is one of them. This is a big sweeping right-hander. No camber to speak of. Throw the bike in, put the knee down and let it go. And yeah, beautiful corner. But from here we drop down and follow the Wairoa River along, and until we actually get to Wairoa itself. So we're just coming into the outskirts of Wairoa now. And the name Wairoa is, actually means in English long water, so it reflects the river and the nice tranquility of it. It goes along from well inland, makes its way out to the sea, and it was the lifeblood of the area. The town itself is divided by it. There's a bridge there that goes across, just ahead of us there, that goes across the other part. The lighthouse there came from Portland Island. When they built a new one and automated it, they brought the old one over here as a tourist attraction. But Wairoa's the biggest town between Napier and Gisborne, and it's got a population of about 8,700 people. And they've been doing it hard too. Over the years, the freezing works closed, and that took a big bite of the economy and employment out of the town. But again, they've been reinventing themselves, and they don't moan about what's been happening. They just get on and look at ways of making the town and the people themselves prosperous, which is a great thing. Got a soft spot for Wairoa, nice little town. And then we were coming up to our lunch stop, and that's the East End Cafe and Bar. Nice little cafe. It's got good food, reasonably priced, and got great service. The girls in there are really lovely, really look after you. So there we are. That's the road to Wairoa. So thanks for watching, and ride free, and of course, God bless.